I'm here to talk about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is about risk and reward. It's about taking decisions that you get the payback for with some uncertainty that those decisions will pay off. Successful societies celebrate entrepreneurship. Today, if we're honest, we cannot say that we live in one of those when we talk about living in Pakistan. But I'm here to tell all of the young people listening to this that despite the obstacles that you face, despite the fact that the environment that we live in may not be conducive to entrepreneurship, it is for you to overcome those barriers and make it if that's what life inspires you to do. Because this is how societies change. You see, we could argue that we don't have an entrepreneurial environment because our schooling isn't good enough. We don't have an entrepreneurial environment because we have issues such as access to finance. We don't have an entrepreneurial environment because good talent is hard to get. Or we don't have an entrepreneurial environment because in the society that we live in, it's hard to compete on merit, and to get an advantage, you need to somehow plug yourself into the rent-seeking that happens in unequal societies. But having said all of this, entrepreneurship is an attitude, it's a mindset, and it is for all of us to actually create the pressure that our society changes and the government fixes everything that afflicts the environment that we live in terms of not being conducive for entrepreneurship. And remember that if you want to be entrepreneurial, it's not just about starting a business. It starts, if you're young enough, about deciding what you want to do to study. If you want to be entrepreneurial in that choice, choose what inspires you. It starts with your choice of job. Why do you have to work in the public sector? Why do you have to work for a large company? Why not pick something that's riskier, may not pay as much, but is something that is more fulfilling? That's an entrepreneurial decision. Within your jobs, and in this case, those jobs can be in the public sector or the private sector, what you choose to do reflects whether you have an entrepreneurial mindset or not. You just choose to tick the boxes of your job description, or do you choose to try and achieve something? If you choose the latter, then you're being entrepreneurial. You display entrepreneurship. And yes, if you want to create a startup, if you want to create something new, then that's the ultimate form of entrepreneurship. And perhaps to reach that point, you need to get on a journey. But I can certainly tell you from my experience that it is the riskiest decisions that I've taken that have been the most fulfilling and that have paid off the most. When graduating out of university, I chose to go into the oil and gas sector and work in the field. When the dumb thing was to accept desk jobs if you got good marks. And I loved it. I learned about life. When I was comfortable in that career, I chose to leave it to further an education at my own expense. And I love that as well. And when I was at McKinsey as a consultant, I chose to try and build a public sector practice in Pakistan, which everyone told me couldn't be done. But that became my journey to partnership in the world's largest consulting firm. And when I became a partner, I chose to leave to join the murky world of politics in Pakistan. All of these are entrepreneurial decisions in a way because they entail taking risks. And each of these has paid off because I believed in them and they led to me doing things that I could claim I could do with passion. That's my message to all of you. If you follow your entrepreneurial path, my experience tells me that you are likelier to be successful more following that path than doing anything that you think is the right thing to do because someone else tells you to do it, or because you think that in someone else's mind that is the path to success. We have to change this country, and we will only do it by encouraging change, and we will only encourage change by being entrepreneurial. Thank you very much.